Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Rebor Compsognathus. We're going to be looking at both packs today. One is the Sentry, which is the standalone version, and the other one is a limited run 4-pack that features 4 of these little guys. Looking here at the packaging for the individual release, you can see that it's got the silhouette of the Compsognathus along with its skeleton inside. You can see that there's the outline of a dragonfly as well. On the opposite side, you get a look at other dinosaurs available in Rebor's lineup, most of which are 1/35 scale, but some of which are 1/6 scale. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this out of the package and see what is inside. So if we open it up here, most of the time, Rebor dinosaurs are pretty well protected, but let's see what they did with this one. Oh, looks like everything's in a plastic baggie. And first we have the information card there for the Compsognathus. And if you'd like to pause and read that, there's some really good information on there, if you can see it right there. So that is really cool. It shows you a picture of the fossil, the skull, and then how it would scale up to humans. As you can see, it's pretty small. Now, as far as what we get in the actual package, here is the Compsognathus. It's wrapped up in plastic, and it's got a little plastic base here at the bottom in order for it to keep its shape, I suppose. And then the Dragonfly comes in a little baggie. Now, the packaging for the Bad Company 4-pack is pretty much the same sort of thing. You get the outline of the compies, you see these skeletons, and at the back you get a look at the very same products that we saw on the other box. Let's go ahead and see what we get inside the package. And ooh, it's a lot of compies. And it looks like we have the information card. It looks like it's the same exact one that comes with the Sentry. And inside, let's see, we get 1, 2, 3, and then 4 compies. This is a lot of compies, you guys. So I'm going to take a few minutes to go ahead and get everything opened up and set up. And then when we come back, we'll take a closer look and see what we're dealing with here. All right, you guys, so here is the Sentry out of the packaging. And this looks so good. I'm just going to say it. This looks really cute, really good. And look at my hand here. This is a really small guy. In terms of size, we're looking at about 3 inches in height, and the overall length is about 5.5 inches. So easily Rebor's smallest individual offering for an adult dinosaur. And you can see the Dragonfly right next to him. And the Dragonfly on its base is coming in at about 4.5 inches tall. The wingspan is going to be at about 3 inches, it looks like. So it seems to be about life size for what these would be in the real world. But we also know that this is a 1/6 scale set, so presumably this prehistoric Dragonfly would be quite a bit bigger, which is kind of scary. The compy would also be a good little bit bigger as well. So let's go ahead and take an up-close look here at the compy. And I mean, that just looks so good. It's very reptilian. It very much looks like a lizard or a chameleon, and you can see that this is very nicely detailed. There's a lot of texturing going on, a lot of sculpted detail, and no doubt this looks remarkably like the compies that we see in the Lost World Jurassic Park. So they clearly took their inspiration from that film, and of course they make an appearance in Jurassic Park 3 looking pretty much the same and making cute little chirping sounds, though we know that they overwhelm in numbers, so be careful. And I mean, just look at that there. Very nice. The eye looks very nice, glossy look to it. And the long arms, the long legs, just some really nice sculpted detail in there. And they painted it very nicely. I really like the yellow-green sort of coloration that it has. It's got some black paint lining the upper portions of its body, all the way from its head down to its long tail. Super skinny tail, by the way. And then you can see that it's got some stripes, and then it kind of fades into more of this medium green, and then more of a yellowy color on the bottom. I really like what they did here. I gotta say that the aesthetics of this little guy are so remarkable. And wow, I've just never seen a compy figure that looks so much like the way they appeared in The Lost World. So as you might imagine, as with many Rebor dinosaurs, it does have an articulated jaw, so you can open it up. You can see that in there it's got some detail. It's got some little teeth. It's got a tongue. And those are all nicely decorated. And no matter what angle you look at this from, it just looks so lifelike. I mean, it really looks like it just stepped off of the screen. I would even say you could probably play a joke on somebody if you just kind of set it somewhere. Maybe they'd think it was like a chameleon or some sort of lizard. It just looks really, really good. As far as how it stands, it is a tripod, so it will stand by balancing on its tail, which I'm okay with that. I can't really imagine how it would stand if it was able to just stand on its two legs, because they're really, really small. Now, turning our attention to the Dragonfly, it looks really, really good. I mean, even though I say that the Compy looks very lifelike, this might even look even more lifelike. It just looks really, really good. You could easily fool somebody into thinking this was a real dragonfly or a real bug. The wing details are very nice. They're basically like a soft plastic. It's rigid, but you can kind of move them, as you can see, and just very nice detail on them. The body of the dragonfly is very nicely detailed. You can see that it's got these big old eyes. It's got some antenna at the front, and at the back it looks like it has maybe like a little tail sort of thing. I'm not too familiar with dragonfly anatomy. At the bottom here, it looks really good as well. It almost has like a fuzzy aesthetic to it, which when you see insects, they're oftentimes kind of fuzzy, and they really carried that through here. And it connects very easily to this little rod. You can see that it's got a little hole on the bottom. You can't really see it. It's not too noticeable. And then when you get it plugged into the rod, it's even less so. And then as for the base itself, this is basically what it is. It's just a little muddy looking base with some green algae or something on it. Very simplistic, very small. And you do the same thing here. You just plug it in to the base like that. And then you can position it however you want. You can bring the Compy in and just kind of make it look like, he's trying to secure his dinner. That's just a very fun little set. All right, you guys, now turning our attention to Bad Company, you get what is essentially 4 of the very same Compy that we saw in the Sentry pack. So this is good for army building, so to speak. If you want to make a little diorama in which you have several of them attacking another dinosaur or attacking a 1/6 scale human figure, these are going to be really cool for diorama purposes. It truly is cool to have a little pack of these guys, and I just really like what Rebor did here. Rebor doesn't always get it right. Sometimes there's issues, but with this pack, I think that they really nailed it. This is just so good looking and really quite fun. Here's a comparison of the Compy along with the Dimorphodon diorama featuring Punch and Judy, which we did look at earlier this year. And these are a good comparison because both of these items are 6 scale. So this should give you an idea of how large a Compy would have been in comparison to a Dimorphodon. So that's kind of cool to see. One thing I did want to point out, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. If you have, let me know. But the metal rod is starting to rust. The metal rod that comes with Judy, or if you buy them in a 2-pack like from Big Bad Toy Store, it's starting to rust, which is kind of upsetting to me. So I just wanted to see if anybody else has had this issue happen to them, and if so, let me know, because I am genuinely curious. And it's kind of happening also in my Utah Raptor to a lesser extent on his metal rod. In any case, you can see that the Compy and Judy are pretty different in terms of size. The Compy is a lot smaller, but they're both 6 scale. And I don't know if they lived at the same time or not, but if they did, it's a safe bet that a Dimorphodon could have eaten a Compy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. These are the 2 Compsognathus packs by Rebor in the 1/6 scale, Sentry, the individual pack that comes with the Dragonfly, and Bad Company, the 4-pack with 4 Compies. Overall, you guys, I think that these are both very nice sets, very good values, I might add. For the individual pack, it's like $16 or $17 here in the US off of Big Bad Toy Store. And then the 4-pack is an excellent deal at just $25. So no matter which route you go, or if you're like me and you buy both packs, you really can't go wrong with these. The sculpts on the Compies are just absolutely excellent. Rebor always does a good job when it comes to sculpting and texturing and coloration, and it really shines on these little guys. They just did a remarkable job, and I really got to tip my hat to them for doing something like this and offering them at such low price points. I really love the aesthetics of the Dragonfly, and I love the coloration on all of the Compies. They just look exquisite. They may not be accurate to real life, but they are accurate to the Lost World Jurassic Park, and they look absolutely magnificent. As such, if you're a fan of the Jurassic Park dinosaur designs, then this is definitely for you. Chronicle Collectibles is doing a 1-to-1 scale compy, which I have seen at San Diego Comic-Con. It looks nice, but at this size, you can get a bunch of them and just kind of put them together in a diorama, and it's going to be really great, look really fun. And I can only imagine the photography opportunities that you might have by taking these outdoors and having fun with them. Alright my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, then do please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and as always, I want to thank you for tuning in to Victoria's Cantina. Till next time my friends, bye bye.